so that I can even record. Thank you.
Okay. Can I go through that down?
Yes, you can proceed. But please, let's keep inviting our friends. We are just 8 here, and I'm wondering why.
Okay, so if you can still hear me, please indicate. All right. So I'm going to start first from what we understand to what we don't understand. I'm not going to guess we don't understand, but as we flow, you're going to get to know why I say we don't understand. So that means you're going to flow from what we know and what we accept generally to what we need to know. All right, so boy child biologically is a male child, all right? And a boy is a younger man or a man on the making, so a man in transition. In African homes or in the African culture, the males are very, very, very important. Except from recently, few decades ago, if you had children and you don't have a male child, there's a lot of talk. It's a lot of battles between you, your husband, in-laws, and what have you. Even down to the tussle of inheritance and etc. So people fight so hard to handle the main man. So every speaker you would invite to this kind of meeting would like to refer to the beginning of the whole thing, which is Genesis, after the creation of Adam. So we need to understand the purpose of man and why God made the male man, why the male man has more power the way he has, and why the struggle for gender equality. So remember, the key focus here is trying to make us understand the pressures that the male face, the pressures that the male face. Hello, can you still hear me?
We can hear you, sir. We can hear you, sir.
Okay, I said this topic we're discussing today focuses more on parenting. At the end of this lesson, there are things you're going to understand or the things you will learn for joining this live meeting. You're going to understand the difference between parenting, fatherhood, and motherhood. Now, these are 3 different phases of life. So I will link that to the boy child and how it concerns him. First of all, what is parenting? So the idea of parenting, if you go to your Google, you understand it's about family first before you get to the second decision, second definition where it talks about taking care or taking responsibility, could be foster, guidance, and what have you. Then the third level is biological conception, where you have your biological parents that gave birth to you. All right, that is the 3 levels of defining the concept of parenting. Aside that, the psychological or sociological definition, that means if you look at our environment, studying our environment, if you look at the physiological construct, I have been able to derive that parenting is beyond giving birth to a child or taking care of somebody. So taking care of somebody does not materialize to parenting. It goes way beyond that. It talks more about that. All right. So let me go to fatherhood. Fatherhood, from what we know, is being able to get a woman pregnant, or taking care of somebody, or being responsible for somebody's physical, spiritual, or mental welfare. I'm going to come again. Fatherhood, as we know it today, is getting a woman pregnant, biological responsibility of bringing life to life. All right. Second level is taking care of or be responsible for somebody's, maybe adopting somebody to become his father. Third level is taking care of the person's mental, please underline mental if you're writing, mental, physical, then thirdly, total well-being of a person. That is when you become a father. Then mother. Motherhood or a mother is somebody who is simply a nurse. Please, let me make it clear to you, there are two levels of motherhood. We have biological mothering, that is, have to do with birthing. That's why the mother of a child is not a surrogate mother. For instance, me and my wife can decide to have another woman deliver our child. It does not make that woman the mother of our child. So motherhood is not entirely about giving birth. If you agree with me, please, can I see an emoji or something like that? Let me see if you're following me. If you're following me, can I get some responses, please? Hello? Somebody talk back to me.
We are responding, but
Follow you,
if
sir.
you
We are
want us,
following you, sir.
or if you want us to be unmuting and speaking, no wahala. But we
We
are
are
dropping
following
the
you.
reactions already.
All right. Okay. You can all mute back now. So, like I was saying, we all can agree at this point that being a mother now, or in our societal construct, becoming a mother is beyond giving. I gave birth to you. That statement African mothers like using. I gave birth to you does not qualify you to become a mother. So, if we understand what parenting is, what fatherhood is, what motherhood is, we are going to understand how to train our children, then specifically the male children. There is a lot to talk about in this topic, but we have to take the real cake and leave the ice. You see, boys or male children are the keys of societies. We all are keys. We all are destined, but the male design, the way God designed the world, it revolves around males. Let me explain to you. You see, in English language, we have feminine and masculine words or articles. And in the same vein, in your civic education or government, we have feminine and masculine terms. Let me explain to you. If you are doing NYSC in Nigeria, they will say you are serving your fatherland. But if you are traveling out of Nigeria and you are returning, they will say you are returning to your motherland. Are we there? So if I travel out of Nigeria now and I'm coming home, they said I'm returning to my motherland. But if I'm serving or doing something within the same country, they will say I'm serving my fatherland. The same land, the same area, the same square meters, the same measurements, the same place. They are calling that place my father, and they are calling that place my mother. So why are there two concepts of an area in my life? Your mother is responsible for many things in your life. Number one is your tongue. That is why it's called mother's tongue. The way you think and the way you speak is mostly going to be the nursing abilities of your mother. That is why, according to the Bible, when Mephibosheth was being taken by the nurse to escape the wrath of the Israelites, when the house of Saul fell, rather, the nurse fell down and broke Mephibosheth's leg. So this figure in Mephibosheth's life came from nursing. So if nursing is missing in a child's life, then the whole ground or the whole circle of motherhood is not complete. So the nursing care helps with me. You have to learn many things to understand the body. So you can't just nurse somebody by helping them have their bed, giving them food. Any caregiver can do that. You cannot compare a nurse to a caregiver. Some mothers are simply caregivers. They are not real nurses. Because if you're a real nurse, of course, you will try your best to make sure your patients take the right medications, they get the right doctors, and get the right surgeries and diagnosis. As a caregiver, you don't care. All you have to do is to help the patients recover or do one or two things they could do. So we are becoming more pet givers or caregivers than nurses in terms of motherhood. While fathers of these days, I'm not going to generalize it, is trying to make it look like animal husbandry. where their children are like the dog they came back to from work to beat. They Their pets they love so much. Children are not pets because it's only pets that you don't take out time to train. And some people specialize in training pets. If you watch some videos, you discover that some animals you think does not have brains, they have brains. Why? Because of the training. Now, fathers dish out what we call training in parenting. When I'm done with this level, I'm going to simply give us like 5 points about the boy child, then we'll close the meeting. But you need to understand this concept because the whole boy child reason is about parenting. Any boy close to you, like I've explained to you, any boy close to you, anybody close to you, any child close to you, boy, girl, is your full right to help in parenting the child. If you cannot squarely punish the child, if you cannot squarely do something about the child, you can at least release words of wisdom. I do that most of the time. That is where teachers come in, and that is where influence come in. And that is even the more reason why we have the likes of our beautiful madam here, Mrs. Chidi, and the GPIC group to help young people understand something. But to go to the military, what training does is that training prepares you ahead of what happens. So the rate of divorce is going to cause a huge gap in training and more of caregiving. So what single mothers call taking care of children is more of caregiving, clothes, eating, and school fees. So it is not about character. It is not about mental health. It's not about anything or for their families. I've seen parents that are taking care of their children not because of their children, because of what people will say. So they struggle a lot for the children to look good on their bed for taking care of their children well, materially, and why the children are deteriorating mentally and otherwise. So, how do we raise a male child? What is the basic concept of raising a male child? The basic concept of raising a male child that will glorify, that will bring glory both to the family, to God, and to the church at large, because this whole thing is gospel-centric. So I'm not going to go away from the gospel-centric. I'll keep it within the gospel field. The reason we are raising male children is to have 4,000 years ago that exist without males, because it was males that go to war, right? Some people are postulating that or creating, by opinion or conspiracy theories, stand to say that the reason why we have more females today were because males go to war those days. When you hear 3,000 soldiers in the Bible, Assyrians, 100 in a village or in a country, they remove 100,000 males. They're going to have more females. And according to them, that is what even encouraged the idea of polygamy. But we're not going there now. We're going to stay within our context. So we have to understand that boys are important to the society. Yes, we have equality with girls, but you cannot achieve equality without the pivot. If you study pulleys, that's what we call pivot in pulleys. That is the screw or the center of the balance. So boys are one side of the coin or one side of the plank, then girls are one side of the plank. There is something in the center, and that thing in the center is called masculinity. If the masculinity is well managed, the females cannot feel the need to be falling. If you place a plank on a pipe, that is very straight, like a pole, you put it on the ground, then you put a flat plank on the surface, put a heavy stone on one side, put a heavy stone on the other side, then maybe allow them to shake. That science experiment. As they are oscillating, you will discover that one side will push one side and the other side will push one side. Now, if one side falls more, okay, let me pause it there. Let me use the one you can easily interact with your environment. Have you ever been sitting on a bench and somebody stands up and the bench immediately tries to throw you off? Now, that experience is what is causing the chaos in the society. Why women are feeling thrown off. They are feeling thrown off in culture. They are feeling thrown off in corporate affairs. They are feeling thrown off in politics. They are feeling thrown off in family. So that throw off is because masculinity has stand up and left. The real thing about human beings is not their gender. If it's their gender, you can tell that even people identify as foul today. There is gender. There are many genders today. People are getting mad. So gender does not make you a boy. Gender does not make you a man. It is the masculinity the blessings of the masculinity that makes you a man. And if a woman comes in contact with this masculinity, it is going to affect her. That's why you see more women behaving like men. Not that they are behaving like men. They have, let me use the terms we use in church. They tap into the anointing of masculinity. You see them running industries. You see them doing many things. So now, if you understood that, there are quite a few things I would like to tell you this night. You have to understand about becoming a parent or already training a child. Your male child is more important than your female children, not in basic economics or societal construct. I'm not saying it because I want to create a competition between boys and girls. No, I'm saying it for a fact. Scientifically, theologically, biblically, opinion-wise, males are more important than the females. You know why? If a good man gets a female, he can manage a female. That's why the worst of women can marry the best of men. But that opinion is not for general. I'm not generalizing it, but I'm going to tell you that if we have more good men, there will be a good world. If you are telling me somebody's cheating on her husband, I'm going to ask you, who is the third person? It's still a man. So if men become nice, that means women automatically. Imagine opening a slot center. What do you call it now? Let me use pidgin, Nigerian pidgin. I don't think we have foreigners here. What do you call ashawo quarters, where you have prostitutes, hookup girls. Now, imagine if men stop patronizing them, there will be no hookup, there will be no prostituting. So the whole concept falls back on the males. Males are society, males are kingdom, males are progress. So if you are raising your child, you are not raising your child to become a doctor. The idea of parenting my child so that my child will take care of me when I'm old is what is causing this problem, because we are focusing more on the economic value of our children. My child is a doctor, my child is in Europe, my child is in America, my child is a lawyer, is this and that. We are focusing more on that and forgetting about their psychological state, their mental state, what they think, what they believe, their belief system. We didn't form that for them. Let me help you understand this. If a madman is walking on the street, he's still a madman. Now, if the madman walks into a mall, he's still a madman. If the madman wears a suit, he's still a madman. If the madman takes shower, he's still a madman. If the madman goes on TV, he's still a madman. If the madman features in a movie, he's still a madman. Now, please check what is a constant. Madness. The madness does not heal, but the body has capacity to take many forms. Now, we have many deformed males in industries. They will tell you they want to sleep with you before they give you a job. They are turning gays. They are doing many things. Why? Because their belief system was not built strongly. Don't get me wrong. We are not all perfect, and things happen. Life happens to everybody, because you can teach your child, you can grow a child in every best way possible, and the child gets to campus or goes anywhere and decides to turn otherwise. But we have to do what we have to do, because I've not seen anybody giving up on what they do because of what people say or what happens in life. For example, I've heard cases where governors die. I've heard cases where people die before context, but it doesn't stop people from contesting for elections. In fact, if you scroll your Facebook now, you will hear politics all over the place, especially in the Nigerian social media space. So people are not scared to try. What I'm saying is, if the whole concept does not guarantee, okay, this is the behavior of my child, even if it doesn't guarantee it, but make sure you do your best, because at least there's a foundation for the house to retain its structure. A house can collapse, but if the foundation is intact, we can retain the structure of the house. So take it as number one, foundation. What is the foundation of a male? The foundation of a male is the strength of the male. You don't train a boy like a girl, buying him fancy jeans, making him feel all great. That's not the character of a male. A male is supposed to be a burden bearer, and you have to start training it on time. I've seen where they train military dogs. I'm not even lying to you. Military dogs. If you go where they train military dogs, you're not going to believe that's an animal there. Then when they take the military dogs for show or parade, you wonder, why will a dog be doing this? It is because from puppy, they have been doing some things to the dog to behave extraordinary. Then your own dog in your house, have you wondered? You buy your dog expensive food, you give your dog chicken, it gets just fat, but it cannot perform what that military dog performs. The gap there is not care. The gap there is training. You are taking care of your dog, you are not training your dog. They are doing both the care and the training for the dog. So you buy food stuff, you call the veterinary medicine for your dog, you take care of your dog. You have not spent 2 hours, 6 hours a day on the dog. Definitely, when you see them parading with their dogs, doing all kind of thing, having handshake with a human being, you see dogs listening to English language, go and get me a cap, the dog moves. You think it's by feeding them with chicken and canned foods? No. It takes rough edge. There is another rough edge to it. When they are cooking in the kitchen or when they present a meal before you, you see how nice the meal was. If they take you back to the kitchen to see the slicing, the blending, the pounding, and the smoke, the heat, you won't believe it. But everything happened and you saw a very nice meal on a plate. So the aroma even made you salivate and you couldn't even wait. You forgot to wash your hand and dip your hand and start eating because it was so sweet. But if we take you back to the kitchen, you couldn't even stay there for 5 minutes because of the heat, because of the whole choking smell from the frying and everything. You couldn't even stay there. Why? Because that was the real tuning and the cooking of the meal. So we have to learn to train our boys. That is the foundation of every boy. The foundation of every boy is a training. And this training is not about morning devotion, church. No, no, no. Of course, everybody here knows that format has failed. It's not about it. People do worse when they go to church. That training is becoming an example. That is why when you give a child phone, they manifest all they see. ABCD, wherever you have this cartoon, YouTube, you just put them on tab and keep for a child. You wonder how the child gets smart on English because the video has been training the child. You are the one giving the child milk and all this stuff, and the video is the one doing training for the child. You are not the one training the child. There are times you have to sit down with your male child before you even flog them. You sit down as little as they are and you talk to them as if they are hearing. The Bible says the Moses' mother, when Moses was still being breastfed, as she was breastfeeding Moses, she was telling Moses, few months old baby, you are a Jew and not an Egyptian. She does it every day. You are a Jew, you are not an Egyptian. Imagine when the boy grew up, he saw an Egyptian and an Israelite fighting. He killed the Egyptian, not because of what he heard when he grew up, because of that thing the mother was doing when she was breastfeeding him. It is not prophetic declaration. It was training. It was a format. The next level of raising a boy child is by actions, family. Actions of family. That's the second way to raise a male child. Please don't raise a male child where your husband is beating you. In fact, if you have a first son, like this half so hot. Don't raise a male child where the father is beating the mother. Remove your child from there. It's better you have your child go more peaceful environment because that pictures is more powerful than hey Junior. And when you grow up, those pictures are more powerful. You ask any Gen Z, they will tell you their phones are their next god. What they watch is more important than what you tell them. In fact, you can be advising a child now. What they heard online is more powerful than what you told them because that's their next training ground. So what people watch are more important. What they watch is their content. It affects them mentally. Remember, we talk about the mental health of boys. It affects them mentally. Don't beat their mother. Don't maltreat their father. Don't cheat on their father. They shouldn't be there when these things are happening. Family chaos. They shouldn't be there. Male children should not be there because it's going to form something in them. They are going to be very, very brutal. They are going to be very, very weak. Some males, it makes them brutal. Some makes them weak. They don't just like dragging. Maybe they watch the way the mother did something to their father. They just don't want anything with women. Then you are watching them, they go to mixed school. The university they went to was also mixed. But why is this guy celibate? Not just celibate, doesn't want anything to do with women. It's because of the pictures he saw. Maybe the way the father was maltreated, the way the father cried. When he was very small, you saw that. So pictures, girls have good memories for many beautiful things, but boys have very, very powerful memories for moments. Girls don't have memory for moments. They have memories for everything. But boys don't have memory for everything. They have memory for moments. Please, you can write it down. Males have memory for moments. They cannot remember. They might even forget their birthdays, but there are moments they can never forget. You will hear a professor of 80 years that have studied and studied and studied. You will hear him say, my mother always told me. Always, please underline always. My mother always told me. So their environment is more important. Don't allow them to grow in a hostile environment. Thirdly, faith-wise. Please, you are the first pastor, you are the first prophetess, you are the first apostle of your children. If there is no Christianity in you, your child or your male child is growing by chance. And every male is supposed to be a priest. And if they are not seeing an example to follow, like Eli, Eli was not the best of them, but there was someone at least somewhere could look up to become the next priest. If there is nobody at least to guide them for the basic classes of the whole spiritual thing, they watch it. No matter how much you take them to church and bundle them to prayers, they are not going to see it because they can't imagine my mom taking me to church, then we are coming back. She stopped by and quarreled with the woman selling tomato because of 100 naira. Then the whole thing is not making sense. All right. So your character, your action, apart from the family's action or development is growing, your own priesthood, your own Christianity should not be in question. Your own Christianity must not be questioned as a parent or as somebody living close to a male child. If you have a maid, if you have somebody living with you, you have to be careful too. When people take actions, this is the point number 4. When people take actions, explain and don't lie. Explain in the most common way possible. Find illustrative means. Postpone the talk. Ask for counsel. I'm going to come back to that. If 2 people are fighting and your male child is with you and he says, "Mommy, what's going on?" That's a moment. Males, don't forget whatever you're going to say then. That is a powerful moment. You don't say, "Junior, please stay one place," or "I beg, focus." That's a moment for that male child. He's seen a moment. He's seen people fighting. That's a moment for him. Whatever you say about that moment is going to be his 80 years. So be careful of the moments. Explain to them that, "Oh, okay, this is what is happening," in the most honest way possible. Don't lie, so that at the age of 14, somebody's not going to tell them, "Okay, this is it." Because parents try to lie first, then the children come to discover that what you told them was not true, and they get worse. I tell parents, don't lie first. Instead, put it in a parable and make sure you write it down somewhere. As they are going to grow and hear some English, when you told them that if a man touched them, they will get pregnant, as they are approaching a certain age, unlock the parable, explain the parable. If not, if Nkechi outside interprets better, you are in trouble. That's why you say, "I raised my child very well. What's wrong with her?" You raised her with many parables, many false opinions. Try to say the truth at every moment. Do it like school curriculum. If it's about fighting, if it's about the opposite gender, run it like a curriculum. When they get to a certain age, write it down somewhere. Go and check it. What did I tell this boy about sex? What did I tell him about this? Go back as they're growing 12, 13. Start explaining yourself. Why you said that when they were crawling, why they were 4 years, why they were 5 years, why you said what you said. They don't forget moments. All right. If you're still writing, we are moving to the very 5th one now. The 5th concept is society. Society is powerful. So now every parent of any male child must be a good or a very powerful explainer. You must be good in explanations. You don't have to allow we are closing in the next 5 minutes. You don't have to allow society to train your children for you, whether male or female, especially the male children. They go to school to hear many things. Please, society factor is important in the male's life. Society factor. They go to school, they see PS5, they see many beautiful things that you have not bought for them. When they come back from school, when they come back from amazing journeys, sit down as a parent, as a guardian. Tell me, Tony, what did you see? Don't let them sleep with it. They are making plans on their own. If I get to this age, I'll do this. If I get my first 1 million, I'll do this. I'm going to buy PS5. Stupid decisions are already forming from what they have seen in school, from what they have heard. When they come back from school, at least in a week as a parent, don't be too busy. Ask them, what did you see? Oh, my classmate came to school with a phone, iPhone this and that. They will tell you many beautiful things, and then you as a parent, you will start explaining why the child has the phone and how it does not affect them and why they are better off. Dolly Parton sang a song, you can go and listen to it. It's called Coat of Many Colors. When the mother sewed that patch cloth for her, the mother told her a beautiful story about the clothes. Then you don't have money to buy iPhone 17 for them. Now one of them has bought. They are feeling somehow. Their pride is hot. Maybe the boy will be running bad mouth in school. You don't even know because you don't ask them. You have to ask them, how are you? What do you do? It's going to allow them to be dependent on people. It's not going to be like, oh, this phone that this guy bought, when I'm so age, I'm going to buy it. Or they'll start saying, mommy, buy it for me. You don't even know why your child is saying, mommy, buy me this sweet. Mommy, buy me this sweet. Look at it, look at it. It is not because they like it. They've not even taken it before. It's because they saw it somewhere and somebody said something about that sweet. That is why you have to get a first-hand information. What did you see? Remember, the factor we're talking about is society, which is the last factor we're going to talk about today. There are many things, but this is the basic things about raising a male child. Society, this is the most powerful one. Ask them, what did you see? What did you feel? Even though as they're grown up, they are coming back, you're looking at their face as a mother, as a father, they go, they bang the door, call them back. Andrew, what is it? What is it? What is happening? If they are not talking to you, is it a girl? Feel free to talk to me. Start suspecting them with calm, not, hey, why did you bang my door like that? What is wrong with you? You have to start talking. You have started behaving stupidly. I raised you well. Huh? You're talking to a teenager, somebody who is becoming a man, is misbehaving. As he's behaving like that, you start approaching him, whether your father or your mother. Hey, Tony, what's the problem? Mark, what's the problem? Matthew, what's the problem? Chinedu, what is the problem? Talk to me. So when they talk to you, you can be able to extract the information from them, because if they don't say it out, they are going to form, number one, opinions. Number two, character. They're going to form behaviors that might be negative, totally off script of what you have taught them. And that decision is final. Why? Because there was no external input. There was no advice from anybody. All right. That is why we have more males lacking in the church, because even the church has failed too. Because we taught these people, we taught them many things about spirituality. We didn't teach them many things about welfare. Now they go out there and somebody's giving them contract. We just, and the contract they give them is just on one condition: you just get a sugar mommy, or you get to do one or two things, and many ills. And because they are looking for freedom and many ways to live their life, they will just fall for it. But if they were well fortified mentally, they won't fall for it. Now take this forward. Whatever your mentality cannot handle is what you call adversity. Job said, my Redeemer liveth. Whatever your mentality cannot handle becomes your adversity. I'm giving an example of Job. Job's mentality was very different. So when troubles came, what did he say? My Redeemer liveth. So whatever your mentality cannot handle becomes your adversity. What you are seeing is not actually the problem. The problem is how you see it. All right. If a tree falls in my house, obviously it's a disaster. But an artist, when a tree falls, or somebody who makes sculpture, he will buy the tree from me. He will come and carve his mother. What he will carve from that tree, you'll be wondering, is this the same tree? So it is how we see it. Life is how we see it, whether positive or negative. So mentality is important for men. Mentality is important for men. And that mentality is how you help them navigate society. Please, society is what is making males go bad or go good. And you have to stand at the gate. What is that? As they are going out and coming in, you have to stand at the gate. Ask them what is wrong. If you're a wife, please do so. If you're a mother, please do so. If you're an auntie, sister, please do so. What is going on? If they try to hide it, go again. What is going on? Please talk to me. What is it? Convince them they are very, very, very safe to talk to you. If you're a mother that you like scolding all the time, every time you like shouting, all you do is shouting and beating, they are going to have a lot of secrets. You have to become a friend. When you scold, please explain. Don't just scold and go. Explain the scolding, so that when they do things wrong, they can even come to you and say, flog me, because they know they have done things wrong. Now, conclusively, if I should conclude this, it affects every one of us and how we behave. The doctor that does surgery for you cannot be different from the doctor that does surgery for me. They can't study different medicine. They have to have the same. They have to be approved by the same government. They have to have the same certificate. They had the same training. So that means our bodies are not different. So if there is a doctor for you somewhere, specially trained for you with your name on it, and you don't fall sick, that means the doctor will die without treating anybody. So, but if there is a doctor somewhere that can treat 30 people, and you are the 31st person, number 31 person, it means we are all biological human beings, and God made everybody in his image. What works for A can surely work for B, even though our destinies are different. Observe one thing in this life. Everybody is heading almost everywhere, but the earth is still round because we're going to be at the same spot. All right. The only way to escape this life is via death, whether male or female. And what you do is very, very important than what you are not doing. Because what you do can influence what you are yet to do. One man can become 30 men, and one divorce can become 6 divorces if the right things are not done. If you keep neglecting your children and focus on buying them exquisite bags, focus on treating them right, buying them ice cream, taking them out, taking pictures all the time, photo enlargement, and that's all they know, they're going to think that that's what life is all about. And anytime they're not seeing it, you're going to have clashes. You will have problems. So you better, when you are doing that, make them understand that, oh, this is how life works. So right now, I'm going to entertain questions. If you have a question, you can ask. We'll have a limited time. Probably next time we'll have more time to talk about this same topic, maybe next year. But now, this is the end of it. If you've been following me, I think you can say one or two things, maybe a contribution or what you've learned, then a question. My dear Lady Bishop, please, over to you.
Wow. Wow, this is beautiful. Thank you so much, Mr. Yucee. I've just been, all the things you've been saying, every line got me thinking. Every line got me thinking, seriously. I have a brother, I have a son, I have people who call me mentor, and they're even guys, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing wrongly? What should I do differently? How can I be of impact? Thank you so much. So one thing struck me. Please, we are taking questions, okay? If you want to ask any question, you can raise your hands or you can use the chat box. I would gladly read your questions for our guest speaker to take your questions. I'm happy to see a couple of us here. I can see my awesome boss, my awesome leader, Barrister Oge. Thank you so much, ma, for joining. I can see Pastor Tony. Thank you so much, sir. I can see my awesome mama, Mrs. Eloho. Thank you so much. I can see you for joining. And I also appreciate the awesome team here. Thank you. Thank you. So I can't even see your names clearly, but I really appreciate you for joining. And I'm glad that you are here. And seriously, if you have questions or you have contributions, do well to drop. So Bishop, this line struck me. There was something you said. Please, can you hear me?
I'm hearing you, ma.
Oh, okay. Someone said she cannot hear anything. So I'm wondering. So a line struck me from what you said. You said males are not even in the men. So a couple of males are not in the church. Like, we don't have so many boys in the church. And truly, this is even a Gen Z thing. Like, when our character does not align with what we say, sometimes they'll just be like, "Oh, am I even going to church?" Although that thing really struck me. Please, do you want to throw more light on that too? Do you want to throw more light? I'm talking about that. And please, like I said, you can take questions, or if you have questions or whatever has struck you like me, you want to drop it too in the chat box or raise your hand for questions. So Bishop, please throw more light on that, please.
Okay. Well, it's an elaborate one, but I'm going to be too brief to a sentence, okay? There are fewer males in church because the church became too religious. They became part of society. Church became part of society. So, for example, if you go to school, they say you have different types of religion, you have Christianity. So now, the absence of real spirituality and the liberty that was promised, because they say in the presence of God there is liberty. So the liberty was deleted from church initially. So those people that could not find the liberty went and formed the cult, which is still part of society. Now, when they formed their cult started progressing. Just like, imagine I just came to Lagos. I don't have anybody, but I have my lady bishop here. God bless you so much. I have you. I called you. Please, I'm in Lagos. What will you do? Okay, move here, direction. So I'm lost from church. And now there are 50 other men outside there that are lost from church and they have directions. They'll just tell me, come to club. And when I go to club, they explain things. I'm at freedom. I'm at liberty to do what I want. Oh boy. What are you saying? I'm gone then. These are my team. So that's what happened to the males. The males, the church became part of the society that is attacking them already in terms of mentality. Remember, I told you that the most powerful thing in a male's life is his mentality, how he does things. That's why mentality is moment. There are things you do to a male he will never forget, and it fashions his attitude. You see, if you look at Isaac, the way he does to Esau in just to pay soup, where if Esau goes to the bush and bring that thing, it does something to him. Even when he wants to die, he neglects the word of God. Word of God says, Jacob, even him, he doesn't care. He said, go and bring me something, let me eat and bless you, because he enjoys it. There are something that captures men, moments that captures men, that even when they are dying, they're not getting away from it. That's why it's not good to start smoking, it's not good to start alcohol, because once they do it, they'll be wondering, why would somebody drink to stupor? It's because they were trying to get over their sorrows or whatever that is pursuing them, and they couldn't control it anymore. Their mentality has been punched. And once a man's mentality is punched, you can hardly convince the person. So the church just recently began to rejuvenate the liberty. That's why you can go to a conference, I can count 100 males. That's why you can go to PFM conferences. You can see 10,000 men and 300 women. Because why? Some people are beginning to teach actual liberty in the church, but it was not so 40 years ago. And those people that ran away from church 40 years ago has formed their own religion, their own system that tells you that men are polygamous in nature and not those blah, blah, blah. So, and they are still recruiting today. Their offices are open everywhere, in schools, in campuses. So that's why we have what we have in Christendom.
Wow. Thank you so much for that clarification. I'm looking to see if I have questions. I can also see my sister here. Ebere, thank you so much for joining. I don't know if she's still here. Okay, I can see my sister here too as well. And some of my Teach Law and Grow Rich students. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
And the team also did a
thank
good job.
you. Thank you.
All right. So yes, thank you so much, Bishop, for that clarity. But who wants? If you know you want to ask a question, can you kindly unmute your mic and ask your questions before we call it a day? Because this webinar is very insightful, and if you joined late, don't worry, the recording will be available. Okay. Ooh, questions? Okay, Mr. Bumi. Bishop, can you hear me?
I'm listening.
Yes, so Mr. Bumi is asking a question here. He's saying, should a male child be trained differently from a girl child? I know you mentioned that, but I think he wants you to elaborate. Should a male child be trained differently from a boy? You might want to give us a context so that we will not just misconstrue. Yes.
Okay, so
and sorry, Bishop, can I take the second question so you answer them at once?
All right.
So the second one from Divine says, how can I be of help in guiding my little cousin without making their parents think I'm overdoing or going beyond boundaries? So he has cousins and he wants to also be of help. He doesn't want the parents to feel like he's passing his boundaries. Thank you.
All right. I will talk about that. Let's start from the first one. If you grew up, I don't know, all of us have different backgrounds, but I will paint a picture for everybody. In agriculture, you can farm more than one crop in a land. Am I correct? Anybody can answer me. Am I correct? In agriculture, we can farm more than one crop on a land.
Sir.
Am I correct? Anybody can answer me.
Yes, sir, you're correct.
Correct, sir.
Good. Now, if you plant cassava and maize on a farmland, they are in the same environment, in the same land. Are you going to treat them together? You are not going to treat them the same way, because cassava has its characters and maize has its characters. You have to mind the way you plant them. Okay, let me use vegetable for example. Vegetable is a crawler. So if vegetable is a crawler, what do? You're going to get something to help it, maybe a rope and a stick to help the vegetable stand. So what it means that while you are farming, you are interested in what is going to make the crops yield. Please take note. You are interested in what is going to produce results, what is going to make the crops yield, produce more for you. So as a parent, you are not going to be biased in any way in this thing. It's just for you to know what will work for the children. You're not going to make them know I'm treating the boy like this, I'm treating the girl like this. They're not going to feel it, but you are the one that is going to know the difference. They won't even know the difference. Maybe when they grow a little, you're going to explain to them why it was like that. And it's going to be separately. That's why I'll have women conference, no males there, males conference. Those things should be encouraged more often. But in terms of training your children, you can't chase them away from your house, and you cannot treat them separately where it is noticeable. Yes, the patterns will be different, definitely. But the manure, the wisdom, the weeding process, everything that is one family, all of them must enjoy it. So whatsoever you're doing to the male, you're going to find a diluted version for the female, or a more upgraded version for the female. So the way you approach people on WhatsApp is totally different from the way you approach people on Facebook, but we are all on social media. In WhatsApp, only people you have their number is going to be in contact with you. And in Facebook, anybody can just send you friend requests. So you're going to know how to manage WhatsApp. You're going to know how to manage Facebook. So these people are all your apps. They are all your accounts. They are all your children. You're going to know how to engage them for one purpose, positive outcome. I hope I make myself clear on that. Then the second question, how can I help my little cousins? Brother, I'm going to give you direct Nigerian help. Number one, become friends with them. How to do that? Buy them things. Don't just buy them things and go away. Spend time with them. When you have holidays, when you have, okay, this is free time, I'm working, then this particular day like this, you discover that you have 2 hours. Give them 30 minutes. Stay with them. Give them your phone and discuss with them. I do it more often with people in the church. How are you? What is your name? People I don't even know. Little children will take biscuits from here. I won't talk to you that day. I will do it for at least 1 month, 2 weeks. Then I'll call you. Why is your clothes torn? Why is it like this? Do you play too much? What was your score in school? I have started entering small. Before 3 months later, they will start telling me, my daddy beat my mommy. Or, why? Because there's a relationship. So you have to build that relationship with them. Be friendly, not just playing in vain. When you play with them, you can even roll on the floor. Have it at the back of your mind to give instructions. There are things they will do when you're playing. Instead of you to shout and say, why did you pinch me? Say, when you're playing with your seniors, you have to be careful not to hurt them. Those words matter. And when you do it, don't stop the playing, continue the playing. That is how you help them. You help them from afar. You won't even intrude. You'll be shocked. Even what their parents discuss about you in secret, it will be your portion. They will tell you. You might even get angry. All right. I hope that helps.
He said that he doesn't want them to feel like, he doesn't want the parents of the cousins to feel like he's overstepping his boundaries too.
He wouldn't. They will feel it if he is doing it for them to notice. They won't notice it if he follows this strategy. They won't even know. All they know is that you bought biscuit for them and you're putting, but they won't even be there. You are going to be so far off without even saying it. You might see them throwing on the floor. You can tell them a story. This thing happened. Somebody threw a stone at so and so person, and this happened to them. You don't do that. Especially when the parents are not there with them. When you have formed a relationship and the parents are not there with them, you find yourself alone with them. You download a lot with them and allow them to ask questions. When they ask very stupid questions, convert it to wisdom and tell them stories and give them illustrations. And make sure whatever you are telling them, you don't include or trespass whatever their parents is teaching them. You can tell them, is that what mommy told you about this? That is very correct. In fact, if I'm to add, if I should tell you what mommy said is true, it's so and so, but you have to do so and so. Have you remember this movie? You have to watch cartoons with them too, so I can explain some things in the cartoon. That's why I say society. You have to follow them and understand some things first.
Okay, sir. Thank you. But I wanted to make the question clear a little bit. Hello, can you hear
Please
me?
go ahead, Divine. Go ahead.
Okay.
I lost contact. Can you still hear me?
Okay, yeah. So this my cousins. I don't stay with them actually. I don't stay with them. So whenever I have to come to their house, maybe I'm coming to do something, and their parents, the one that is always around is their mother. And anytime you say that I'm with their kids or like that, there's always a suspicious act. You understand? So it's a little bit difficult for me to interact with them without getting access from their mom to even speak with them. And the time the mom travels,
Okay. Okay, I
be very
understand
happy.
you. So
I was
what you
able to
do
have a
is what
conversation.
we call politics, mind politics. Mind politics is creating a relationship that is deepening somebody, but the person is not aware. For example, somebody likes a girl. I'm going to give you an example, and he wants to get the girl by all means. First of all, anonymous flowers, anonymous whatever, stranger lads, getting the girl love.
Hello? Am I the only one that cannot hear?
You're not the only one. I think network.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know whether our guest speaker is still online.
Okay, okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear
Clearly,
me?
clearly.
Okay. Like I was saying, you have to do the mind game, the mind politics. When you are coming to visit them, buy something for them. When you call, give phone to them and greet them one by one. Don't bother advising anybody. When they get to the age of 10 or campus, that relationship will be there where you can stand and speak to them. They will listen to you because they will remember the things you buy for them, the things you do for them. And you come, you just ask after them and ask it out loud where the brother is hearing. Oh, how are you? How was your mathematics? What did you score? Don't say anything apart from that. No matter how bad they behave, keep creating relationship. At a time in their life, you can step into their life and tell them something and it will stay. And they will even leave their parents and come to you for marital counseling. Anything going on in their life, you'll be shocked. They will run to their uncle.
Hello?
I hope that serves.
Divine, was a question answered, Divine? It's like Divine cannot hear, but I heard what she said. Divine, please, you can use the chat
Okay.
box if you're having a hard time unmuting. Bishop, we have 2 more questions here. I want to take them.
Okay, take them.
Okay, so Mr. Gomi also asked again. Oh, can I find that question? Oh my God. Okay, I've seen it. He said, "How do parents balance their affection for each children?" It's an unpassed boy child day program. How do parents balance their affection for
Okay,
each children without picking
how can
anyone as
parents
favorites? That's one. Then how
how
can
can
parents
parents
build their children spiritually? Those are the two
okay,
questions, the
how
last
can
2
parents
questions.
groom their
Yes.
children? All right, the last 2 questions. How come again, please take the first one again.
Wow. Okay, let me see. I'm coming. I've lost. Okay, so I found it. Wow. Okay, so let me take this question. This one is more. I'll take the 3 at once. So the last one I just
Okay.
dropped here, I said, at what age do you separate your boys from the girls growing up? Like, I mean, separating them from the same room. So this person probably has boys and girls, and they are growing together. And she's asking, at what point do you separate your boys from the girls growing up, from as in staying in the same room? At what point? That's one question. Then I'm going back to the 2 questions I asked earlier. This
All right.
person is asking, how can parents build up their children spiritually? Then the last one says, how do parents balance their affection for each children without picking anyone as favorite? Like, how do you avoid sibling rivalry? Something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Now it is your duty to hide it in your heart, like Mary did, like this is Rebecca now. Rebecca did. Everybody has fun. Out of your 5 children, there is this number 1 fan you have. This guy always takes first in class, and whenever you go, they talk about him. You are proud of him. You are not going to make him favorite so much. You're not going to raise a competition. How do you do it now? How do you appreciate the boy so that his siblings will not feel, oh, he's doing, they are doing for him, oh, they're not doing for us? It's very simple. On his birthday, when you are taking him out, take everybody out. If you are buying clothes, buy for everybody. If you are doing anything, do for everybody. If you want to talk to him, talk to him. Maybe alone or something, can do that. But don't let the others feel the competition. You cannot do your affection partially. You cannot show, as a parent, you are not permitted to show partial affection, but you can do it in your heart. Look, you can look at the case of Isaac and Rebecca over Esau and Jacob. It was during their old age that everything was clear who is who. But actually, maybe it didn't show as they were young. Okay, the only time you show was when they were adults, and this guy said, "Give me your birthright." Maybe the mother had told him. That means the mother has separate discussion, which Esau is not aware of. The mother will secretly tell Jacob, "Oh, look at what is happening. They said you are the next, you are the armor bearer or the destiny bearer of this lineage." Secretly, not in presence of Esau. All right, and whatever happened between Rebecca and Isaac happened in the absence of Esau too. So whatever you are doing with your child, the affection for your children should be very private. And if you think they are going to discuss with their siblings, he bought me Gino, mommy said I'm her favorite child. Don't just hold your head and pray for them. Hum it in your mind that this is my favorite child, but don't say it out. Do everything equally for everybody. Buy the same shoe for everybody. Or instead, you can manipulate the results like INEC. How do you do it? If anybody scores first this time, I'm going to buy the person who has him. And you know that it's him that is going to buy it. That's also INEC. It's not everybody. So when you buy it, definitely it's going to encourage others to work hard. So, but as a parent, you're not permitted to separate affection for your children. It will affect them. And then concerning how do you groom your children spiritually? How do you groom your children spiritually? You have to be example. I think more if your children find you praying more, they don't have to ask about their own prayer life. Okay? If their children find you praying more, not worry about their own prayer life. And also ask them to privacy. Junior, did you pray before you sleep? The idea of devotion. Please help me mute that mic. I don't know who is talking. The idea of devotion is good for your family, but private devotion is important. One day, don't do devotion. Everybody be on your bed. As they wake up, did you pray this morning? No. Why? Don't repeat it again. Don't even supervise it. Just keep asking, did you pray this morning? Keep asking that question. This formula, I used it somewhere. In 2 months, I stayed in that house. The children learned to pray before they sleep and before they wake up without anybody monitoring them. Did you pray before you eat? Did you pray before you take that in? Just the question alone. Only the question alone. Monitoring them, supervising them. Keeping a book. I bought a book for you. This is Daily Manna. Make sure you guys read it together when you're on holidays. When I'm not around, read it. If I come back, I'm going to ask you what you did. And when you come back, pick the Daily Manna. Call them. What did you learn? They are going to. That's how to build them. You don't just carry them and do devotion and teach them. No. You see that self-mentoring something is going to create a desire for them to do more organically without you having to wake them to come and do devotion. That thing they provoke. If you ask anybody, but as they grow, they're going to have organic desire for it. They will know that in the morning we pray. We are praying together by this time. When you call them to come and pray, they are already aware because they do it by themselves. The foundation is already strong in their mind. That's how you build them spiritual. And in church, tell them when they're in the children's section and they are saying pray, they should pray. Just say it. And when they come out from the church, as you're coming out, you ask them, I hope you pray in church. What did you pray for? Ask them that. This question is very important. What did you pray for? What did you say for me and that? Did you pray for us? What did you say? Ask if there are 3, ask them. If there are 1, ask him or her. If there are 5, ask all of them. What did you pray for me and that? Did you pray for us today? Did you pray for my business? If you keep asking that question, they are going to start doing it because they'll be tired of lying at some point. I hope that makes it clear. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can.
Okay.
Yes, please, you are very clear.
Okay, did you get the first question I answered? Did you get the first question I answered? Okay, I'm answering how should parents bring up their children spiritual. I said by asking questions, important questions, and allowing them to find out for themselves or train themselves. How do you ask the questions? I gave examples. Example, Like when they wake up in the morning, ask them, have you prayed? If possible, have your devotions once in a week. Other days, they should pray by themselves. Then you give them probably a daily manner or a book. Whenever they go to church, please supervise what they do when they come out from the church or children's church. You ask them, what did you pray for me and your father? What was your prayer? Ask them the content of their prayer. It's going to get them more serious on how to learn how to pray. You have to be very, very, very inquisitive about their spiritual life. When they want to eat, Junior, did you pray before you start eating? Those questions at some point is going to make them to start doing it, so I don't ask them. And when they start doing it, they start enjoying it. When they go outside, they will do it. Not because mommy said it, because they are not feeling the importance. They are not seeing the results. At some point, you can also make them see the miracles happening. Junior, daddy got a new job because of your prayer. Those kind of things. I call them politics, mind politics. It's very important. Even God does that. You play mind politics with your kids. You tell them, Junior, do you know, after you prayed, this is what happened. Or you gather them and said, because of your prayers, this is what has happened. God has given us a new car. Those things will encourage them to pray more. All right? When you buy them things, don't just give it to them and say, I bought you this. I bought you that. When you buy them things, do you know I bought you a bicycle? It's because you prayed. Suddenly somebody gave me money and I bought you this bicycle. Did you pray for bicycle? I was just walking and something told me to buy you a bicycle. You have been praying hard lately. Don't stop praying. Whether they were praying or not, whatever that thing you said is an important word, they will start praying. That's how to raise your children spiritually without being the person doing it. Because when you're forcing your child to do devotion with you, you are the person doing it, not him. But when you teach them to do devotion for themselves, wow, that one nobody can take away from them. That is it. Do I have another question? I think the third question says, please, Lady Bishop, can you help me with the third question?
Okay, at what age do you separate your boys from growing child? Let me repeat again. At what age do you separate your boys from the girls growing up? I mean separating them from the same room.
Okay, at what age do you separate your boys from Claire? First of all, we're going to check your financial leverage. If there is no money to find a house that is bigger, then it's going to be based on your training. All right? On your training on the girl. You have to tell her how to change, and the boys too. So maybe you're going to tell the boys, please knock before you enter. If there is no money to go to a 3-bedroom, then you have another room and they are growing of age. You're going to train them, please knock before you enter. Probably before when they were small, or even now, maybe they are 10 or 12. Don't enter that room except you knock. If you do it, this is what will happen. This is what will happen. I'm going to like discipline. I mean, I don't mean otherwise. I mean discipline. If you don't knock before you enter the room, you're going to have issues. If you knock, say, can I come in? I'm talking about finances now. You don't have money to rent a bigger space, but you are managing. Nobody should enter it's true that it's your room. You can't enter without knocking. Knock, ask questions before you open. And when anybody is there, tell them to respond. If you are changing, say, I'm changing, wait for the boys. If it's boys, the other boy can enter. If it's the girl, the boys will have to wait. Do that to manage your home. Then if you have money, why not? Separate them, give the girl her room. That's just maybe from, let's say, 12, 13, separate them so they can be able to explore themselves differently, because the boys' world is totally different from the girls' world. So the boys can have time to chat and do whatever they want to do, and the girl can have time to herself, read whatever novels, because at that age, they like reading novels and doing what they want to do. And you two can have time to go and sit down with the boys and talk, and also have time to sit down with the girl in her room and talk without being interrupted. I hope that stops. I hope it's clear.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Thank you so much. Oh my God. If we leave him, he's a plethora of knowledge. Like Mr. Yucee is amazing. I call him Bishop for a reason. Amazing, amazing. Please, if you've gotten value, I want you to just use the chat box. Just drop something profound for our speaker. You've gotten so much value. I think if I should leave us here, we'll keep asking questions. Sorry about the noise. So please,
There's one more
yes.
question, ma'am. There's one more question.
Okay, sir. Okay.
There's one
So
more
we're
question.
wrapping up before 9, right? Okay.
Should I read it?
Please go ahead, sir.
Go ahead and read
it. You mentioned that parents should not allow the community to teach your child. So I want to ask, at what point does a male child ceases to be solely the mother's responsibility and become the collective responsibility of the society? And what triggers that shift? Because there is this saying that says that a child becomes a mother's responsibility when she is carrying the pregnancy of that baby. But once she is born, he or she becomes the responsibility of the society.
That idiom was working when culture was culture. But now we're talking about faith. Like I said, I'm going to be basing everything I'm saying is that people train people's children. It is to raise up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. So I'm going to stay within the Bible context. You're going to raise your child. Forget about society. Society is the reason why males behave the way they behave. So you are going to stand at the gate of society so that you can detect what your boys assimilate, what they think. They see their uncle divorced 2 wives, their third uncle is married to 3 wives, their cousins, their nephews, the neighbor's daughters are dressing miniskirt. They don't even understand why she's dressing like that, but they admire the dress, the way the man drives, the woman cooks, they see the uncle smoking, molding Igbo around the corner. You must stand at the gate. When they ask you a question, what's that uncle doing? You must stand at the gate and defend your children, because society now is wired against your children, both male and female. Society is wired against them, so you have to stand at the gate of the society. What they see, please be the interpreter. Don't allow society to play the picture and do the audio. Dangerous. They shouldn't do the audio. You should be the one interpreting the pictures, interpreting what they see. You should be the one doing the interpretation. Stand at the gate of the society. When they see miniskirts, oh wow, this is cute. It's cute, but you say what you have to say. That moment is very impactful. Say something bad about it, no problem. Nobody's going to blame you. Your children are going to hate it. That's how Deeper Life raises their children. Watch them. So training is training. Yes, stand at the gate of society. It's not about age, whether they are little, whether they are small. Stand at the gate of the society. Don't allow anybody to train your child for you. Stand at the gate. And if you have an older child now that is very stubborn, please believe with me, we are going to pray and God will restore that male child back to you. Let's say the child is 18, 21, and he's not in any way doing what you have taught him. Don't worry. As you start praying, as you believe God is going to restore your child back to you. But for society has been wired by the devil to take your children away from you and away from church. So you need to train your child in the way he should go, not society. I hope that makes a lot of sense. I'm done. I hope that works for you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Abumi for standing in the gap. Thank you. Yes, see the way the sincere thank yous are just coming. Please keep your thank yous coming. Keep your nice your appreciation words coming in. No doubt we have been blessed today. Mr. Yucee is a plethora of knowledge, and seriously, let's just appreciate him. Let's thank him for the beautiful night well spent. Well spent. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, sir. So, because we started with prayer, and GPIC is a faith-based NGO, so please, before you leave, follow us on LinkedIn, follow us on Instagram, follow us on LinkedIn, Instagram, and what again? And where again? Yes, and our YouTube channel. I've dropped use the chat box. You'll see the links that you should use to follow us for more value. And just to also announce that on the 11th of June, we shall be in one of the Lagos State public schools to still celebrate the Boy Child Day. We'll be speaking to 100 boys. We will drop more information on that very, very, very soon. So that's just something I have to say to us. And thank you so much. We were over 20 that joined this meeting, and the recording will be available by the grace of God tomorrow.
Hello. Hello, can we hear me, please?
Yes, sir. Okay.
So let's share the grace. Let's share the grace together. Let's unmute our mic and share the grace together.
The grace of our Lord
For our
Jesus
Lord
Christ,
Jesus Christ, the
the
love
love
Love of
and the
God.
sweet fellowship of the Holy Spirit rest and abide with us now and forevermore. Amen. Surely
goodness
God's
and
goodness
mercy
and mercy shall follow us
days of our life,
Some dwell in the house of God forever and ever. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you, everyone, for joining. God bless you guys. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Disappointment. Disappointment.
To customize that bracelet now, you will like you can send me a write up. If you look at that bracelet very well, you will see something that is scanning something. Something that is scanning something. You see that scan something like that. So you can send me a write up, any write up you want, and then the name you want me to write on the bracelet. You understand? Then that write up, I'll write the name like how is written here. Then the write up will be on this scan. You use your phone and scan that. You scan this bracelet. That page that is for scanning. Then you will see the write up you sent to me. If it's a gift you want to give to someone, once the person use his or her phone to scan that, the person will see the write up that you sent. Do you want the one that has picture, like the person picture, like a necklace that have the person's picture on it? So is that the one you want? Let me show you a sample. Do you want the one that has picture, like the person picture, like a necklace that have the person's picture on it? So is that the one you want? Let me show you a sample.